Vivekachudamani of Shankaracharya, 418th verse. Samsiddharasya phalam tu etat jivan muktasya yoginah bahiranta sadananda rasa asvadanam atmani. So, from some verses onwards, Shankaracharya is talking about what happens to a person after realization of Brahman. Samsiddharsya phalam tu etat. Samsiddhasya, one who is samsiddha, one who is established in siddha or perfection. What kind of perfection? Knowing oneself. Phalam. So, Jivan Muktasya Yoginah, a person who is yogi or Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta means a person who is Mukta even when in Jivana, means even when a person is living, that person has become free. What does that mean? That person will live as long as the effect of prarabdha karma, that is karmas or effect of actions which have been started taking effect in this life. Till that happens, that person will live. After that, that person or that body will go away. And during that period, Jivan Mukta, that person will have no additional karma, bondage. Why? Because that person has understood that that person is not the enjoyer, nor is that person the doer. Kartrutva, Bhoktrutva, the sense of enjoyership and doership has gone away. And so that person will have no more bondage created by new work or new things that person does. And whatever action that has started taking result in this life, that will exhaust and then that person will die. Jivan Muktaha. So what is the phalam? What is the fruit? The fruit that a person who is a yogi, that is who is connected with one's true reality, and one who is Jivan Mukta, liberated in this very life, what does that person attain out of perfection, samsiddha? Bahir antaha sadananda rasa asvadana atmani. Atmani rasa asvadana. That person enjoys the bliss of Atman. Here, Atman means, has been taken to mean mind. So that person always enjoys the bliss of Atman in one's own mind. So, a person who has not realized God, or a person who is not spiritually oriented, even a person who is spiritually oriented has the obstacle of having disturbances because of distractions. Why? Because of desires. But a person who has realized God is constantly immersed in the bliss of Brahman. Is constantly immersed in the bliss of Brahman. And that is Bahihi Antaha. And that person is immersed in such bliss both outside, externally, Bahihi, and Antaha, internally. Every time, all the time, that person is enjoying the bliss of Atman. In the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we see that Sri Ramakrishna's room was a mart of joy, Anand, their heart. So, what kind of joy? This is not a joy where the joy is based on sensual enjoyment. So, today is what day? What is the day of the week today? Saturday. So, if you go to Kolkata or Delhi or Bombay or any such place, then Saturday people are all now in a relaxation mode. So how do you relax? By taxing your body. So by drinking, by dancing, so your body gets tired and so you are relaxed. And then you have, on Monday you will have hangover, like that. This is what they do. And if you go to all people everywhere, joy, let us enjoy. So that is not the kind of joy which is being talked about here. Here it is told that a person who has realized Atman, who has realized perfection, attained perfection, that person always thinks of the bliss of Atman. वैराग्यस्य फलं बोधः बोधस्य उपरतिः फलं स्वानंद अनुभवात् शांतिः एषैव उपरतेः फलम्. Simple language. The phala or the fruit or the result of vairagya, dispassion, is bodha, is knowledge. If you have dispassion, you have knowledge. You have knowledge. So when you eat food, you are unable to find out if there is any problem in the food. Why? Because you are so much distracted by so many other things. The moment your mind is concentrated, you will be able to understand what is there in the food. Similarly, somebody is sitting in a classroom or in a lecture hall like this, and that person is going all over the world, not in the lecture. The person is there, but the mind is not there. Why? Because of distractions, because of desires. The moment the desires are gone, distractions are gone, immediately focus or concentration will come. So that is why, that is the logic. If your mind is one pointed, automatically you will understand things better, or you will start understanding things. That is the logic here. Vairagyasya phalam bodha. How can dispassion or vairagya lead to knowledge? Even in daily life we see that dispassion will lead to knowledge. If your mind is concentrated, it is away from distraction, automatically you will get some knowledge. And bodhasya uparati phalam. But here the knowledge is not a material or secular knowledge. Here what the knowledge is being talked about is a spiritual knowledge. So if you get this knowledge, what is that knowledge? Knowledge is that this world is unreal. This world as we see it is unreal. If that knowledge you get, Jagat Mithya, if you get that knowledge, then what will happen? Uparatihi. Then you will automatically withdraw from sense organs or sense objects or sense pleasures. So that will be the result of having knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the illusoriness or the temporariness, transience of this world. So we are not aware of that. See, everyone wants to, now I am old, but there is, if I could live another 5 years, or if I could live another 10 years, I would show the world that how much I can do. So 70 years you have already lived, that nobody bothers. But another 5 years if I could get, then I would have shown the world what I can do. Like that. Everyone thinks of something that the person can get in terms of a false hope. So this is what? Bodhasya uparatihi phalam. But if you know that this whole world is unreal, then you will not bothered with sense pleasures. You will not be interested. You will not be interested. Swananda anubhavat shantihi. And once you are not interested in sense pleasures, what will you do? Then you will be interested in knowing yourself. Who am I? What is my true nature? And that would lead to the bliss of one's own self. Swa ananda. Bliss of one's own self means what? Not the body and the mind, but beyond body and the mind, the Atman. And then by that bliss, one will attain Shanti. And so this is the result of Uparatehe. This is the result of withdrawal from sense pleasures. Esha eva Uparatehe phalam. This is what is the result of Uparati. So by having Vairagya, dispassion, you will get knowledge of spirituality. By knowledge, you will withdraw yourself from the sense objects or sense organs, sense pleasures. By doing that, you will attain the experience of the bliss of Atman. And by getting the bliss of Atman, you will get peace. Everyone is running after peace. I want peace, etc. So Holy Mother said, if you want peace, don't find fault in others. Find fault with yourself. Nobody is a stranger. This is the famous teaching of Holy Mother. But nobody wants to follow it. Everyone listens to it. Oh, okay. So everyone wants some kind of abracadabra, some magical mantra. If I do this, then I will get peace. That is why you see so many people going to astrologers, people going to priests, etc. Okay, something I can do. What? I will catch a cow and worship it and give godana. Means I will catch a cow and donate it. It depends on how much money you have. So if you have 10 rupees, you can purchase a cow for 10 rupees. A cow you will not purchase. You will purchase it and give it to the priest. So it is a nominal kind of purchase and donation. So that kind of thing. Or you go to a particular temple and go to this particular deity and offer this for so many days. Or you fast for so many days. All these things you do so that you will get peace. But will you get peace? No, you will not get peace. Probably the priest will get some peace because he will get some money, or the astrologer will get some peace. And most people, they wear all those rings. Some people I can see immediately. So immediately he hit that as a reflex action. So people wear all those stones and all that, as if that was going to cause any help. No help. This is what in psychology is called projection of one's own self. So this is a projection. You think that the stone is helping you. So it is giving you an effect much like placebo effect in medicine.
Sense of pleasure.
No. Like medicine, you have placebo effect. So similarly in psychology, it's a placebo effect. You think that, oh, because I wore this ring, I became great. Nobody became great till now by wearing rings. So anyway, so this is what happens. People want peace, but they don't want to do what is necessary to get peace. Yadi uttarottara abhavah purva purvantu nishphalam nivrittihi parama triptihi anando anupamah swatah. You see, in the previous verse, Shankaracharya said, Vairagya leads to knowledge. Knowledge leads to uparati, that is detachment. Uparati leads to bliss. And bliss leads to peace. Yadi, if uttara abhava, if there is a absence, abhava, of uttara, that means the succeeding stages or steps. After Vairagya, if there is no knowledge, then what will happen? Purva purvantu nishphalam. The previous stages will be useless. So anybody who knows, cooking knows this. So cooking has got so many stages. Now in those stages you have to follow. So if you want to make pulao, you will have to do certain things immediately. Or if you want to make kheer, payas, you will have to do certain things immediately. If you just put the milk on the stove and go away, what will happen to the milk? So like that, everything has to be done in a systematic, in a step-by-step process. Or those who do surgery, you just cut the patient and went away, or anesthesia. All these things, everything has got a stage-by-stage process. If it is not done in that stage, the previous stages are all. So a surgeon may be a wonderful surgeon, but if the patient doesn't recover from anesthesia, the operation is successful, patient died. So we say this jokingly, but in medicine it happens. Operation is successful, but patient died, not because of operation, but because of not able to recover from anesthesia. So like that, this is a basic thing. The other day one doctor who came, he was saying, Mr. Bhattacharya, he was saying that he did a surgery, and because there was nobody to see the vitals, that person died. So the surgery was okay. When somebody else did the surgery was okay, but that patient died. So like that, if the succeeding stages are not properly done, the preceding stages are futile. So Vairagya, you may have Vairagya, but with Vairagya, if that knowledge doesn't come, it is futile. So that is why in Puranas we see, what do we see? Kumbhakarna. Kumbhakarna is going and doing tapasya. Huge tapasya. He is not eating for days, maybe years, and doing tapasya. Ravana, great austerity is doing. So this is all Vairagya. He is not bothered about the world at that particular time. But afterwards what happened? No knowledge came. He is saying that I want to become this. Kumbhakarna is saying, I want to become a person who has no end. Nityatva. That's what he wants. Nityatva. So Mother Saraswati, see, politics is there everywhere. Huh? So Mother Saraswati, she went into the Brahma, understood that this fellow will ask eternal life. So that is a dangerous thing to ask, particularly for an Asura. So Mother Saraswati, she went and sat, and he said Nityatva, but slip of tongue. You know the joke about slip of tongue? Do you know the joke about slip of tongue? No. See, there was a... So slip of tongue, what happened? Nidratvam. He said Nidratvam. That means always he will sleep. Instead of Nityatvam, it became Tya, became Dra. So slip of, and then very careful. It is possible. Tya can always become Dra. So Mother Saraswati will also be not questioned. Very carefully it was done. So Nityatvam is a Nidratvam. Then he realized, Arey, what have I asked? He said Tathastu. Immediately, without any moments. He said Tathastu. So he said, hey, what do you have asked? You will always sleep. So he said, oh, now can you do anything? Then he said, yeah, okay. Concession is given. 6 months you will sleep, and 6 months you will... And there also one clause was kept. What? If in these 6 months when you sleep, if you are woken up, that will be your last day. And you see Ravana, how dangerous this person. Even though he knew that it was the last day, he called him. He woke him up. And Kumbhakarna, how devoted he was, even though he knew that Ravana has woken him up and it will be his last day, he fought. So, and even though he knew that we are not fighting for a just cause. So all these things. So Vairagyasya phalam, if that thing doesn't come, and okay, even if you have knowledge, even if you know that this whole world is unreal, everybody knows now, everybody has internet, YouTube, everything is available. So everybody knows that this world is unreal. But nobody wants to leave their house. Nobody wants to leave their enjoyments. So, bodhasya uparati phalam, uparati, the detachment of from sense enjoyments, that if it does not come, then you may talk great things, or you may also believe in great things, but that will not create any use, it will not bring any use. So, yadi uttara abhava, if there is the absence of the succeeding stages, purva purvantu nishphalam, the previous stages will be useless. Nivrittihi paramatriptihi. You see, nivrittihi paramatriptihi. And when that succeeding stages are correctly coming, then what will happen? Nivrittihi. You will be detached, or you will be free from this objective world. Nivrittihi. And paramatriptihi. And you will have extreme satisfaction. You will have extreme satisfaction. This is Vivekachudamani. You will have extreme satisfaction. Okay. Anandaha anupamaha swataha. And there will be anupama ananda. Means there will be a unparalleled, matchless ananda, bliss, which will be swataha, which will be automatic. Which will be automatic. So if you study properly whatever is given in your textbook and you appear for an examination, automatically you will pass the examination. But if you study for the examination, you may or you may not pass. Because what you have studied, if it does not come, you may not pass. So like that, if you remove your mind and your sense organs from the world, nivrittihi, then paramatriptihi, then you will have extreme satisfaction. Why do you don't have satisfaction? Because your mind is based on something outside. And whenever your mind is based on something outside, after iPhone 5, there will be iPhone 6. After iPhone 6, now there is iPhone 7. And they will not stop, you will also not stop. So there will be no end to desires. So that is why this is told. So you see, slip of tongue. There were two people, one young person and an old person. So the old person said, you see, nowadays, this is all Bengali, actually it is Bengali. So he says, আজকালকার ছেলেদের কোনো কথা ঠিক না. They don't talk properly. বড় বেগু বেগু কথা বলে. They talk very বেগু বেগু. So the young person said, কথার হাট নেই. হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, বেগু বেগু কথা বলে. So the young person said, sir, ওটা বেগু না, ওটা বেগ. ওটা বেগ. So that's not vegu, it is vague. That word is vague. So, oh, acha, it is vague. যাই হোক, আমার slip of tongue হয়ে গেছে. It was my slip of tongue. So then that boy said, no sir, it is not slip of tongue, it is slip of tongue. Do not argue. Do not argue. বুঝতে পারেনি বলে তো আমি বললাম না, বুঝতে পারেনি. They did not get the joke. এই না তো আসছে না তো এইবারে এর জন্য একটা জোক আছে. একজন বলছে বাজি রেখেছে, they went on a bet that who will if there was an Indian, there was an American, and there was a British. So they made a bet that we will tell you a joke and you should not laugh. If you laugh, you will have to pay money. So the Indian told a joke, and that both of them laughed, and both of them laughed. So they paid money. So the American told a joke. So the British laughed and they paid money. And then this British told joke, and then they laughed, and the American laughed, paid money. So the Indian did not laugh for either the British joke or American. And after 3 days, there was a newspaper report that an Indian was driving a car and suddenly started laughing and could not control the laughter and was in an accident, and when was being taken to the hospital was still laughing. এটা বুঝতে পেরেছেন না? So this is for this type of so do not argue.
আসলে কি করেছে বলছি আমি, ও দুটো ওই যে যোগটা প্রথম দুটো খুব মন দিয়ে শুনেছে, এবার পরে তো যে আর দুটো আর হয়ে গেছে, ওটা ইয়ে করতে পারছে না. ওইটা হচ্ছে কথা.
ও এইখানে একই হচ্ছে, ঠিকই আছে না, উইথিন দ্য ফ্যামিলি ঠিকই আছে, উইথিন দ্য ফ্যামিলি ঠিকই আছে, তাহলে জেনেটিক্যালি কোনো প্রবলেম নেই. ঠিক আছে, না 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 ড্রাইভার মানে ওই তো ড্রাইভার. এখানে প্রায় সবারই অবস্থা এরকম দেখছি. Then Shankaracharya says, Dushta dukkheshu anudvegah vidyayaha prastutam phalam yat kritam bhranti velayam nana karma jugupsita paschat narah vivekena tat katham kartum arhati. So here one question comes. See, a person may have vairagya. It's a wonderful question. Vairagya. So now what was told, that if the succeeding stages do not come, then there will be no use of the preceding stages. So the question is, if somebody has vairagya, how can somebody not have knowledge? If somebody has knowledge, how can one not withdraw oneself from the sense organs? That is the question. That is the question. If somebody has knowledge that this world is unreal, how can that person not withdraw one's mind from the sense organs? So that is the question which is asked here. Dushta dukkheshu anudvegah vidyayaha prastutam phalam. So a person who is not disturbed by what? Dushta dukkheshu, by troubles, by suffering. A person who is not disturbed by suffering, that is vidyayaha prastutam phalam. That is the knowledge of, that is the result of knowledge. That is the result of knowledge. If a person is not disturbed by any suffering, that is the result of knowledge. Now, yat kritam bhranti velayam nana karma jugupsitam paschat narah vivekena tat katham kartum arhati. A person who has done nana karma jugupsitam. Jugupsa means loathsome, very bad things a person has done when that person was in Bhranti Velayam, during the time of delusion. So a person was in delusion, that person did not have clear thinking, and that person did bad deeds. This we can understand. But Paschat Narah, afterwards when the same person, Vivekena, having discrimination, having discernment, knowing that what is correct and what is wrong, how can that person tat katham kartum arhati? How can that person do the same things afterwards? So the question is, you are saying that from vairagya knowledge comes, from knowledge detachment comes. But if somebody has knowledge, now you are saying that it should come in the proper order. Now you are saying that if somebody has knowledge, it is also possible that that person may not have detachment. How is it that possible? A person will be undisturbed by misery when that person has knowledge. And if a person does not have knowledge, in delusion that person does all kinds of bad deeds. How can that same person perform those deeds when that person gets knowledge? This is the question.
যদি আমার জ্ঞানটাই হলো তাহলে আমি উপরে দিতে অটোমেটিক হবে।
হ্যাঁ, তো এই যে পরপর হতে হবে, this is not necessary because automatically it will happen. This is the question. So the answer is vidya phalam syad asato nivrittihi pravrittihi ajnana phalam tadikshitam tad jnayoho yan mrigatrishnikadau nochet vidam drishta phalam kim asmat. So vidya phalam, again that question is being asked again. Vidya phalam syad asato nivrittihi. The result of knowledge is asato nivrittihi. Detachment from unreal things. Asatah means, asat means unreal. Detachment from unreal things. Pravrittihi ajnana phalam tadikshitam. It has been told that attachment, pravrittihi, is the result of ignorance. Pravrittihi is the result of ignorance. And nivrittihi is the result of knowledge. Tad jnayoho. So, a person who knows what? Mrigatrishni kadav. Mirage, etc. What is mirage? Usually mirage is in a desert, you see water, and then when you go near, there is no water. How many of you have gone to a desert? Where? Thar desert. So most of the people have not gone. So what can we say? In a highway, when you travel, you see that there is water, but when you go there, there is during sunlight. When there is sunlight, when you see that there is water, and when you go there, you see there is no water. So this is a modern mirage. But mirage is there, and then there are so many other things like that. So many other illusions are like that. And so this we see. It is see. Drishta phalam. So we see that. Nochet, if that is the case, if this is not the case, if knowledge does not produce nivritti, and ignorance does not produce attachment, if knowledge does not produce detachment, and ignorance does not produce attachment, vidam drishta phalam kim asmat, then what is the use of knowing Brahman? Vidam means one who has, those people who have realized the truth, knowledge, ultimate knowledge. So if by knowing the truth, detachment is not produced, then what is the use of knowing the truth? It is the question. And again that question is asked. Ajnana hridaya grantehe vinasho yad aseshatah, yadi aseshatah. Anicho vishayah kimnu pravrittehe karanam swatah. You see, what we study in the scriptures is that because of knowledge, there is this hridaya granthi, there is a spiritual heart, and there is a ajnana granthi, that is a knot. Granthi means knot, that knot of ignorance, ajnana. And we read that it is vinashah asheshatah, it is destroyed completely, totally destroyed. If that is true, then anicho vishayah, a person who has knowledge, means who knows that this is real and this is unreal, then what anicho vishaya kimnu pravritte karanam swatah, then what can be there anicho vishaya which can lead this person to pravritte, to selfish action or to sense pleasures. What can be there? A person who has the knowledge that this is real, this is unreal, will not go after sense pleasures. So how can that person be caught in sense pleasures? Then what are you talking about that everything should be in steps? That is the question Shankaracharya is asking. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat.